I do remember. I do remember Eureka 7, though. I do remember that playing on Toonami. I remember that one. And of course, the ever hilarious Bo 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 Bo. Oh, and Zhao and Zatch Bao. That was one of the more interesting ones I was watching at that time. But all right, let's see. Okay, got that going. Let's see, we got that going. Now we can start. Hey, Sailor Outlaw.
About time. What took you?
Rejected.
Ooh. Hmm. Savage.
Mic is muted. Shit, my mic is muted. Give me a moment, guys. I'm gonna switch disc. Holy crap.
Oh, that was a great way to end the disc.
Yeah.
You got a little savage at the end. I'm like, savage.
In the
Though
army.
it's not quite as savage as this, when Kurumi Takasuki is like, she's not in data life, she's a spirit, but one of her main weapons is a gun that has like infinite bullets and things like that. Me crying with that shit. But I love hers because they're muskets and pistols from back in the old day. But anyways, she loves cats, and when she sees this poor little cat being shot by baby bullets, takes into her own hand to protect the little kitty cat. So when Shido finds out what's happened, she's like, "Oh, what are you doing here?" And the guy's like, "Hey, please help! She's crazy." Because she's killed the other two and spared him last. But then she's like, "But that cat was helpless, and now you are helpless." And then she's like, "How do you like looking down the barrel of a gun?" And then shoots him like 5 times. And then the English dub, which is my favorite line, is this: "Oh no, my finger must have slipped." Oh, savage! Like that is a great line after the kill. I'm like, damn, I gotta use that.
Well, look at that. It actually worked on the first shot.
Across your finger.
Yeah, I was sweating. I was sweating bullets a little bit. I'm like, because I shoved it in. I shoved it in there, and I'm like, fucking work. I just
Folks,
held
if
the
you
damn.
don't know, he's been having a nightmare problem with Black Cat. We were supposed to start
I
weeks
swear,
ago,
of all the times we've done this Joker, this one has never given me no anime has given me more trouble than this.
Yeah, the last disc was giving me a little bit of trouble. But
Holy crap, guys. We have like let's see, we got 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Jesus Christ. Alrighty, here we go with episode 13.
Out of 26, I believe.
Picture change.
Ooh, savage lines for everybody. Then why
Oh,
you bless your father?
God damn it. I just spat my drink all over the keyboard.
Worth it.
Oh, Christ.
Hmm. Does he know? Does he know?
Does he really know?
Oh, he doesn't know.
Mhm. This girl doesn't live in reality.
Should we know?
Mhm.
Poor cat. Poor cat.
What the?
Mhm. Oh my God. It's terrible.
That poor
That cat is in a costume.
What? What was the show? Oh wait, I know what this.
Oh, God damn it!
He is persistent.
There's no escaping her anymore.
Mm.
Oh, I love you.
Oh god.
Looney Tunes Gravity.
Well, that was very interesting. When we got a preview for episode 15. Let's see. Give me a minute here. Uh-oh.
Yeah. Well, a few very, very good batch of episodes. We got more arcs this time with the characters of Creed and Train um, in their encounter, where it was very apparent that Creed is trying to exercise his control and power over Train about, I mean, mentally, that is. But it's interesting because Train, he didn't fall for the exploitation of his so-called uh memories, because his memories are like very they should be happy and your connections to people, but he tried to take advantage of those and exploit them.
Objection. There are good memories. It's called there are good moments, there are bad moments, and bad moments and good times, and good moment. Yeah, what's this old saying? We have good memories, but some of those good memories are in bad times, and we have bad memories and good times. But
Yeah.
it's also the balance. It's the strangest things. You also remember those bad moments. I think a little bit more than the good. Yes, there are tons of great moments and good times, but there can be a good moment in a bad time, where in that bad moment there could have been a shining beacon of light. In this latest episode that we just finished watching, there definitely was a lot of bad, and you get to see his training, but you also get to see where he pretty much had his own philosophy started being developed and what he stands for, even when he's reflecting on everything and with the nanomachines when he's younger. Here's the thing: these kids kind of show him a little bit what his life could have been like if he wasn't taken in by Kronos or the assassin, if he wasn't trained the way he was. Even his again, they do the whole all these members are coming back to him nowadays. He's given the choice to his kids. Oh, do you want revenge? Even he says he wants revenge. Revenge is just digging two graves. It's a double-edged sword. You can get your revenge, but as Indigo Montoya once said that, I've been in the revenge business for so long, I don't know what to do with the rest of my life.
Yeah.
Because after that, it's, well, what do you do?
Yeah, and that's what Creed was counting on him to kind of,
Make the right
look at,
call.
yeah, with Saya specifically. And that's what I was talking about with, memories of her where it should be happy, and you should honor those that you lost, but Creed just wanted to, like I said, exploit it to his own advantage to, see the train of old. And yeah, you did get a glimpse of all of the pain he's gone through with his training and his mentor. And that was a little bit of, I feel like when he was drinking the milk and he was like, oh well, I used to be able to drink a lot of it, but I can only drink one bottle now. And I feel like that was kind of metaphorically, like, because he was a kid again, he was kind of remembering all of the pain that he had suffered and gone through. But in the subject of like Saya, yeah, that dream that he had when she was saying, like, you need to forget about me. I feel like
Well, you
that.
can't get out of her head. That's the whole point of the
Yeah,
intro. Can't get
exactly.
out of her head. It's the whole if moment. If
Yeah,
this happened different, if that happened different, if
yeah. In other words, you
Hence
gotta
the whole
kind of.
battle in the castle, which I really like. I'm glad they don't show the full battles. You see parts which are great with Kronos and the apostles fighting, which is always badass to see the numbers try to beat a few,
Yeah,
which they almost won a couple of them until the stars get the upper hand. Then you see Kree go to town, but then it's the princess and her crew. They are behind, but they're also used as leverage against Creed and his company. But I also like the fact that, again, Creed's actor is so good. He really just wants his senpai back. He wants the train that was the killer, that was
yeah,
feared by everyone who even saw the number. Again, notice how everybody, when they start to see Train now, they're not fearing him. In episode one, just even saying the name Black Cat, everybody go, get the fuck out.
yeah. Exactly. I mean, I think he's, to me, he's kind of like a scorned lover that got rejected in the end. But
This
yeah,
reminds me of two anime characters that they just really want their senpai, no matter how delusional they are. They're
ex-
just, she's crazy, he's crazy. But I'm like,
yeah, exactly. And he was trying to, you know, try
break
to,
him again. He
yeah,
wants Train to be broken so he can
he's,
truly get him back. Hence why you should join our ranks. And even
yeah,
as the internet
exerting.
guy said when he shot the bullet, it's like, so you purposely miss Creed to the shore of the castle. I mean, I like how they, in that episode, they were really closing in on the eyes. Like, oh, he's getting his iconic eyes back. He's getting angry. And Creed's like, yes, keep going. Keep, like, dude, keep it in your pants. Jesus Christ. Dude, like, it's like, keep it in your pants, man. I don't think everybody needs to see that. You weren't drinking water this time, anime night.
uh, yeah, I just finished cleaning my keyboard because I spat my drink out on the
After my
Teams.
joke that I said, we'll get to
Uh,
that part later. But I did like the last episode a lot because it easily could have been filler, but it maybe it is filler in the
Mhm.
manga. I don't know, but it shows you that flashback of like this is how it all started, and well, it's definitely an even train center focused story. Again, like we said with Outlaw Star, with Millie and Wolfman, if you cannot get your supporting characters into a great role, then what's the point? This is a good episode that we still have the main protagonist, but Eve is again becoming more and more human as these episodes goes on. She's the first one to have a reaction to be like, start digging in the castle. She's the first one to truly be like, look, there's a bad omen that's coming our way. Huh? It's like, let me walk with you. I want to go on a mission. Okay, cool. No big deal. And she's the one who really does get trained to be like, not it's not the hey, you need to help out these kids. She's saying that, oh, he's still gonna do this for what? Vengeance. And Train knows a whole lot about vengeance. So when it comes from Eve, Train changes his tune. Had it come from the kids, he wouldn't care. He would have been like, okay, cool, go for it then.
Yeah, I think Train has come a long way too.
I think so
Uh,
too. Like
yeah, he
starting
has.
to go forward to a little bit more humanized in the sense that way. So no wonder why Creed is so frustrated. It's not just Sayu. You got rid of Sayu. That's one thing, but now you have to go. He's literally trying to get rid of everybody now. That entire crew, if not more now, because we see more people in the intro. We see again fought. I'm sorry, I'm never gonna. Okay, folks, I'll just say it now. In the second episode we watched tonight, let's just say Father and Monica Rial characters, they had a touching moment and everything, and Monica Rial called Father from Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood cute,
Mm.
and he says like, "Don't call me cute," and I said, "Then why are you blushing, Father?" Causing Anime Night to do its spit take on his keyboard.
Well,
I wasn't even trying to do that. I wasn't even trying to do it. But then I'm like,
so basically, but you can make the argument. God damn you, Joker. um, for the last episode, though, it borders on filler and everything, but it does move the story along. Like it still
Yeah.
does in a sense, because remember in the last episode he gets shot by the bullet, and then we have him turn into a kid. Now
Yeah.
they could have went anywhere with that. They could have went anywhere else with that, but I'm glad they went this route though.
Yeah, it actually.
Because it shows he's back as a kid. And remember what the doctor said, when the bullet hits somebody, it greatly depends. It greatly depends on how they react to it. In Train's case, it turned him back into a kid. And thank goodness it was only that. Thank goodness it was that, and nothing, and not like we've seen with the other test subjects that we came across in the earlier episodes where they suddenly explode and die. Now it showed with that said, we see how it affects Train's mentality. Like it's like a second chance type thing in a sense. And he still recognizes who is who in the room. But he gets a bit more level of understanding when he hangs out with the kids and everything, and when Eve is with him. You see, like, with the interactions more and more, you see him becoming more and more, as you mentioned, human. Because he's not the killer that we were introduced to in the first few episodes. He's now selective of whether or not to pull trigger, as shown with him and Creed. Because and Creed is correct. The old Train would have just shot and questions. He would just be like boom, done, walk away. So Creed does have a point there. But now here we are many episodes later and many interactions later with Train and his character arc. He's now choosing friends over his revenge against Creed. Because he doesn't want to lose Sev and Eve again like he lost Sayu. So in a manner of speaking, episode 14 really moved the story along. Yeah, you could consider it's like border between filler and an actual episode. It borders on that. It shows the after effects of the bullet and everything of what happened. But there are elements in filler though.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of the episodes, and this was filler too, but the episodes where Gohan was basically training in the wilderness, and he runs across those kids who were trying to protect themselves, uh, because there was I think caseworker trying to take them away, and that was filler. But I mean, it was filler done right, I think, because it really did show Gohan's progression and him becoming more of a man in a sense. But I think this one was better than that, even because it did give you some insight into his background and what he's been through. And kind of building the character that he is now as opposed to the character that he was back then. So,
I like how episode 12 real like just right out the gate we're introduced to new Chronos numbers. So you were correct. You were correct on you called your shot, Jasmine. You called your shot. We
mhm.
got introduced to five Chronos number 5. The one bald dude who looks like Paul Ellering from the WWF days with Road Warriors. I swear to God, he does look like him. I swear to God, he does. Um, and the other ones too. I like how they were introduced and everything, and they weren't like written. They didn't die quick. They didn't die quickly, which is good. Which is a good thing. It's like, hey, we got new characters here. Let's be careful with this.
Yeah,
And
and they actually kicked butt. I was glad that they were able to fight back as much as they did.
yeah, because the other ones were the ones that got killed off too quick. That was embarrassing, and I'm like,
Yeah,
Kronos, you need better people.
almost as embarrassing as the cowboy
Oh
from
God,
New
that was
Zealand.
embarrassed. That I'm still laughing at that one because that was so embarrassing. I'm
And they
like,
let
what?
him go, and he still ended up dying. I was
Yeah, they
like, "You're not escaping death that easily." Oh boy.
No, I think we'll see them again because I
eh,
didn't see their bodies. So
that's right. We didn't
Mm.
see they weren't confirmed dead. They weren't confirmed dead. They're still so that means they're still out there. But I do like how they challenged the other members of and held their own. Surprisingly, I'm amazed how well they held their own, despite what the abilities and everything. And it's a lot. It was a lot of fun watching. Also, there were different cats this time. There were different cats. I noticed the gray one, and then the black one too, and then of course the usual white cat. That poor white cat. I think that's like what 5 kisses now by my count of that with that cat and the girl. Holy crap! That poor cat.
Mm.
That poor cat is like doing something and he gets yanked out of something and onto the lips of a girl. That poor
Yeah,
cat.
yeah, he's
and
been
that poor
essayed
kitty cat.
so much. It's really sad. But
Uh,
That running gag is hilarious with that poor kitty cat. It's also great to know that some of the some of the star members they are leaving actually. So like Monica and Father's character, they're like leaving now. They're leaving. So I'm like, it's
mhm.
nice to get that dynamic because you could stay with Creed and his members, and we'll just plan things out as we're going. While the ultimate goal is to get their world domination, take down of Kronos and the rest. But it's like, okay, so you killed the gunslinger. That's one thing. But also at that point, like I said, in the manga, he dies differently. But the point is still the same across. He betrayed them, did his own thing, and he should have just stopped talking. But he probably would have died anyway. And Creed had no more use for him. It was simple as that. He outlived his usefulness, went on his own, got his ass beat by Train and everybody else, and it was no more use. So with that happening, it's like how they were right of the question, like, why did you do this in front of everybody? But even the scientist made a fair point. It's like, yeah, he said the truth. It was no more usefulness. We have our own thing. If you don't like it, get out of here. I'm like, yeah, yeah, yeah. So that kind of does show you them where they're gonna stand and like how at least those two are gonna deal with being with Train with Monica's character or Solo with the other guy. So I'm like, yeah, this is good dynamics, and we're adding more characters to the cast, especially with the intro. But I think I like the ending for this new part of the
Mm,
show far better.
yeah, I love the ending.
It's more slow pace. Kind of
Yeah,
tells you a little story with the lyrics, with the characters. Sure, it's a little bit generic of everybody looking to the side and whatnot, but I think I like the visuals a little bit better here, along with the vocals. The first one was more funny, cutesy with Eve and everything, but this one it felt a little more personal. Like we're entering a different phase of the story now. So instead of getting like the usual high octane action with the opening, the more funny, goofy stuff in ending one. Ending two feels like, yeah, now we're getting to that Shonen Jump vibes. Now we're getting to where the plot finally picks up. It's like, all right, here we go. Here's the story. Let's tell you it again. But unlike some of the other shows we watch, where it took a very long time to get the story going, it feels like more we progress more naturally. And that's even with us being an anime watching Outlaw Star, where it took a very long while to get it going, but even those individual episodes were adding up to the more overarching storyline where Black Cat we kind of got right into it right away. So it's like, So I like this ending a whole lot better than ending one.
Oh, absolutely, because I do like the fact that we're getting more characters along the way, and the story has progressed enough to where it's like they're at a comfortable level to where they can do episodes like this. And I do like the new intro and outro of these episodes, because I got a season 2 vibe from them, because I believe episode 12 was season 1. Now we're in season 2 of this one, because it is 26 episodes, so that is 2
Even
seasons right there.
it's 22. Yeah, I think it's 22 episodes, but
26.
oh well,
It's 26 for Gonzo.
okay. Yeah, it definitely has. It's definitely picked up quite a bit from the previous episodes. Like you get that feeling that
23.
oh, okay, 23. That's what I thought it was around that number. But yeah, you definitely get a feel for things picking up, and normally around like the halfway point, 12, 13, usually it does gear up and they change the pictures, and you get even more excited for what's to come because they just got a brand new vibe. And yeah, I really do love that ending. I tend to actually love or like endings more, I feel. I mean, maybe that is a hot take, but yeah, that ending, it really is superior to the first.
Oh yeah, it's more it's serious now, because we are getting to like the more serious aspect and tone of this one, and because we had our filler and laugh scenes and everything, but it's also cool with 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 uh um with Katsuki. We got to see that she is um an actual schoolgirl who does go to school and everything. That's what I loved about that. We got to see her. We got to see outside of what she does with Creed in them. So that was actually pretty cool. That's a nice change of pace, and it's cool to actually see that, because we don't know much more about these people, but it's nice that we get a glimpse into into her life. And now that they've broken away from the psychopath Creed, I now have to wonder, where is this gonna go now that she is with them? Because remember, he took a very big risk telling her we're training them more. That's a very big risk, but it worked.
There's a
She and
changing, there's a changing of the dynamics to see him, Kyoko, and training them together. And I think that's just one of the things that you can tell how much Train has grown because I mean, not only has he broken away from his chains, but he's actually interested in like saving others, like Eve, Eve and Kyoko, and you know, embracing her and her obsession just to help her. I just, he
I
really
wonder
has
who
a mind.
I wonder who's more insane, Creed or Kyoko. I wonder who's more insane between
I
those
think
two.
here's the thing: Kyoko is your typical anime schoolgirl that gets into a bunch of this stuff like this, which is normal and fine. I think I could deal with that. But the more crazy psychopath Sundere Yandere guy over there, who was once with you, killed the only person that gave you some compassion, declare war on the world and the governments, has these powers of unknown imaginability that you can't win against, and he'll only vaguely stop if I join him. Decision. Schoolgirl or crazy guy? I'll stick with the schoolgirl.
Yeah.
I think
Besides,
Creed's more crazy.
as long as he has a cat as body armor, I'm sure he'll be just fine. Yeah, but I just think it's very ironic that Creed wants to exercise his control over Train, but in the same sense, Train is kind of his Achilles heel, his representation of lack of control. I mean, that stuff that Chardon was saying about him kind of becoming obsessed and putting himself over the group. It's like, he's not a reliability, he's a liability at this point because he's so obsessed with Train, he doesn't really care about their so-called revolution or his own comrades. He puts his Train over his own comrades because his quest, his
Ego got the best of him.
yeah, his obsession, his so-called goal is more important to him than the rest of their overall ambitions. So it's just
His
interesting to,
imaginations were more greater.
yeah, it's basically his Achilles heel and he doesn't even really realize it.
But I am very, very excited that we got to see more people come along, and it didn't get killed off way too quick. Well, except for the cowboy, but that was to be expected. Um, but
Yeah.
the other characters, though, I'm glad that they were protected and we got to see them in still being around and not like one-off characters. So that's a good thing because I was very interested in these people and I'm like, please keep these characters alive. I want to learn about them, please. Because that's the one thing that irks me a little bit with other animes. They have these really awesome side characters that you just want to learn about, and they get killed off in episode 2 or later. It's like, damn it. And same with the good guys. It's on both sides. So it's like crap. I really wanted to learn about that dude. What his or her story was. Um, but I'm glad I'm glad Black Cat doesn't rapidly kill off their characters, their cast of characters that quickly. It's like slowly happening, which is a good thing because now we see how many people are left. And I was wondering where number one was going to come in. The uptight red
They need
shirt.
to show her soon because
Uh, I'm
it's getting a little concerning on my end.
yeah,
That okay, all these members going around trying to stop them eventually, but one hasn't shown up yet. That plot line needs to come back in now. These next few episodes we're going to watch, hopefully it does, because this is not going to go unresolved. You lost some members who might be MIA to KIA, and Train is still a problem, but they have bigger uh, fish to fry right now. So they need to bring it back. Like, please bring it back because she's still in the opening. So we gotta see it.
Exactly. But that's why I let the episode 15 preview so that way we see what's coming up next. And I'm glad they showed her. They actually showed her in the preview. So I'm like, hey, we're actually getting her back into the spotlight, which is a good thing. So, but we'll see where she appears in episode 15, or is this another bait and switch? Because there have been a few times where that has happened in certain animes. That has happened because they appear right at the beginning. It's like a blink and you miss, or right at the end, and it's like all that time, and now you appear right at the end of the episode. The fuck.
I've seen series
I hate it when
that have done that, and it's so
I
frustrating.
it's like I waited 12 episodes for this fucking character to finally appear, and they appear right at the end of the episode. God damn it.
Looking at you, Walking Dead,
Oh, Walking Dead is criminal for that. I'll give them
because
that.
because after for the season 3 or 4, they started doing the boomerang style storytelling, which
Oh
was
boy, that was
terrible.
so bad.
That was
Yeah.
oh my god.
You know what I'm talking about when I'm talking about they did the boomerang style of
Yeah.
storytelling.
They just wanted to focus on one set of characters at a time, and then you had to wait forever before you got back to the characters you cared
Because it
about.
will be weeks to months because you get a great episode with Rick Grimes in that opening episode. It's like, dude, this is so great. I can't wait what's gonna happen. Oh, we get Glenn now. Okay, that's fine. Hopefully next week. No, we get Maggie and somebody else.
Oh
Okay,
god.
maybe it's kind of why I stopped watching. I'm like, I am not
Oh
going through
boy.
so many episodes like this.
Well, you're lucky because we stuck with it for a long time. But
Well,
then
I
eventually,
know there's someone I know. I won't mention her name. That she was there for the series finale. Thought it
oh
was
boy.
great, but
I-
here's the thing: Peak Walking Dead had 14 million viewers. Finale the series finale only
well,
had about a couple million.
as it kept going, it just kept going downward because people were losing interest. And I don't blame them
Even
because,
when Negan appeared, I'm like, finally, Negan's gonna save the show. Both
yeah,
did, and then we got a full season of just not
nothing.
much happening with Negan. I'm like, come on,
Nothing.
guys, this is the main villain,
Yeah,
and they should have ended it when they defeated Negan. This is the end. Just end it here. No, they just kept going and
and
going
it
and going,
kept going. Oh,
and it went downhill. I'm like, that's why I said I'm not watching this stuff. I'm not
Yeah,
watching it.
I quit watching after that one because I was so done with it. You had me at Negan, then they finally get him. They got him cornered. This is the big payoff for them, and drop the ball right there.
yeah.
Well, I
I
found it to be
stopped
poetic. I found
watching.
that to be poetic, where okay, yes, they spared him. The comic might be one thing, but I'm like, you know what? It was what Rick decided to do. They could have ended the show right there, but no, they kept going and going and going. And the only
Yeah,
way to get views back up, well, also, the actor playing Rick didn't want to leave because it was a hassle to go back and forth, and he wanted to spend more time with his family. So good for him. And I still remember watching that episode, and I still kept thinking, you know, this is one of the better episodes I've watched. I mean, why couldn't I get this in many episodes ago? And yes, seeing Herschel hurt the most because I still kept remembering, that's right, he's dead. The actor passed away. I'm like, damn.
yeah. I stopped
Yeah,
watching pretty soon after they killed Rick. Well,
Well,
they he
they kept him
supposedly
alive.
went
Everyone
missing.
thought he died, but then it's like,
I
oh no,
know,
just moments later, he's still alive.
he's
Oh.
like still alive. That was the problem with the
And then
show.
the
It
time
just,
jump happened with Judith. I'm like, I don't care. I said,
yeah,
cool, but no, thank you.
I was
I
done
just said,
after
nope.
that. I was done after they kind of aged her up, and all of the characters were either dying or leaving, and it was just like,
Or just was just stupid. Like, I will never forgive them what they did to Norman Reedus.
yeah, that was
He
pretty
went from
much
such a cool character to what are
Daryl
you
was
doing?
pretty much all they had left because they either killed everyone or, like I said, they all left. It was it was ridiculous. There was nothing to latch on to. No more characters that you cared about except Daryl.
Yep.
And, and they're so determined to keep it going that even the finale it wasn't even a real finale. It was more like to be continued.
But I will say this though. I feel like Sons of Anarchy did it a bit better between the two because Sons of Anarchy knew when to stop. Like they knew when.
Mm. And that's the
But
problem. They didn't want to stop. And it kept going and it kept getting worse.
yep, and it's like, oh no, where else can you go from there? It's
The
like
point is about people when we talk about stuff waiting to stop is you need to know, like, did we tell the story with the characters in time? With Walking Dead, they had that answer with yes with Negan, but they kept going after Negan. But it's like, the comic kind of is one thing, but it's like you keep going. Who is there to have? Who do we fight with? But there was no answer to that. They kept trying everything, but it's like people kept leaving. Same thing with Game of Thrones. We had so many great seasons until they started to bring up a plot line. It gets dropped, or just it's just forgotten about. Characters made terrible decisions to very awkward decisions to not matching their counterparts to storylines that were just completely made up, and it made people scratch their head, going, okay. And the finale happened, and it was just that's it. That's how the show ends. It can't be, right? Oh wait, the books aren't finished yet, so there's hope, I guess. If George will complete it in his lifetime. The same thing with some of my favorite shows I liked. I liked Once Upon a Time for a good while until it kind of kept repeating a lot of the same issues. Like, did I need everything to happen in the main story as a flashback? No, for some of the seasons. Like, the Dark Swan concept was cool at first, but they really didn't do a whole lot with her. I'm like, this would have been great if I got proper build up. And then they did Dark Swan season, but instead, you arrive at Camelot. They cut back to, oh, they did the Black Curse again. Oh, there's Emma as Black Swan, or the new Dark One. Like, oh, well, oh shit then. What happened there? Well, you gotta watch an entire seasons in flashbacks to get the answer. Great, great, great. And I would like to say this: when they did do some of the Disney stuff, I
hey
was okay with
Betty.
the Frozen stuff. I was okay with the Frozen. But with Brave, they kind of wasted her. I'm like, come on, this is Brave. You should do something cool with Meredith.
I've
But they
never
kind of
seen
didn't do
Brave.
I feel like you make a great point. Brave had a lot going for it, a lot, and then they couldn't shift gears, like they were stuck on the second gear, and
It's
that's
like
it's
I
like
like the idea of the clans fighting. I like the idea of them trying to reunite. I like the whole idea that King Arthur is the one responsible for killing her father. I'm like, this is cool. But they didn't do a whole lot with it. And again, it's their take, but like you can still work with this. I like the fact Merida still had a lot of her charm, personality for the movie. I liked how she kept teasing Rumpelstiltskin. I'm like, hey, you can tease Rumpelstiltskin with the stuff that he likes. I'm like, hey, I'm watching this. I'm gonna watch it, but they just didn't do a whole lot with it. I just like, come on, push it further. Heck, this would have been cool if Merida and Dark Swan fought for a bit. I'm like, or like they do something with Merida, but they kind of didn't really. And then the stuff with the Dream Eaters with our good friend Eagle Rider. Even I'm like, come on, not all Dream Eaters are evil. That's a cliche. They really stuck with it, but I'm like, yeah, kind of dropped it. And the finale was alright, I guess. I would say one thing they did right was kind of redeem the evil queen. Like, yes, finally, thank God, we're not seeing her as evil time. Granted, the meme and the joke for that is the evil queen is jealous of her looks. No, the evil queen hates this version of her daughter of Snow is because she got her boyfriend accidentally. But even I would admit, yeah, I would hate somebody for that. Even if it was an accident or it didn't mean to happen, I would hate her for that. So for once, she was right.
Oh, absolutely.
But then
But
again, once even upon a time went on a bit too long than it should have. If they cut off some of the seasons or just didn't do some ideas, I think it would have been a little bit better, and I probably would remember it. But I haven't watched some of the later stuff, so I'm like, so I have no idea if they're good or not.
What show are we talking about?
Once upon a time, the ABC takeoff, Brother
Yeah.
Grimm, with all the different fairy tales. They did do some of the Disney stuff with Frozen and Brave for a bit, but
Yeah,
they
I
didn't
heard
really
of that.
continue.
I was thinking
I said
about
the first
watching
season
that.
was pretty good. It does get repetitive, but it was good. Check it out if you want to. It's pretty good, for at least for the early stuff.
Did it stay strong, going strong?
There's a few hiccups here and there, but I thought they did good for a while. I think it's more the mid late season stuff that really just were like, well, here we go again.
Yeah, that's exactly why I can't really like a
But
lot
I
of
think to me the best ending, if we ever do watch this, is honestly X Men Evolution. Granted, that show got canceled, but their series finale
oh
was like
yeah.
they wanted to do all this
Oh yeah,
to
that show
cure
was good.
like the mutant cure, like the whole protest is in full swing. You see Magneto turn good and train the future X Men. I'm like, holy shit! And then, of course, Professor X brings up, I saw one of our friends turn evil, and it's like, oh, Phoenix? They wanted to do Dark Phoenix? Holy
I would
shit!
I actually that monologue that Professor X does, it always
It's
makes me
perfect.
tear up. It makes me tear up because
All this
it goes
material they wanted to
good.
do.
It well that, and it's like you cheered on these characters, but you realize as a fan where this is heading, and it's like you want that because
I
throughout the
wanted to see
series,
Magneto change. I wanted to see how all of our X Men and the future ones are going to deal with the whole mutant protest. You wanted to see their take on Dark Phoenix, which was confirmed by the creator. Season 5 probably would have been the Dark Phoenix saga. I'm like, oh, their version would have been interesting. And then you see, of course, Scarlet Witch, Quicksilver, and a few others. They're the Freedom ones, but then you see the Shield logo. It's like, oh, they're working with Shield.
yeah,
Oh,
they had so much in that whole
and
in
then
that.
the sentries with the I can't remember his name, but it's like they wanted to do this too. Oh, so close, but they ended the show at the right moment. Strangely enough, it's also
I
the ending you don't want to end, but it's like, you know what? This is a good ending, actually.
and
Close.
I'm glad we got to see Apocalypse too. I'm glad we got to see their take on him.
I know,
And
and it's because I never seen the show. I've seen like one or two episodes on at most, but not the full show. But knowing that ending is, it's like they want to do so much with this. I've seen the
I am
episode.
still look I am still looking though. I am still looking. Um but I will but the minute I find the complete series at a good price, you damn right I'm going to buy it. I am I am going to buy it. Um, but I'm very excited for that one because I would love to go back to that world because it makes me so sad because when you watch the series, you see all of them having fun, and then like the humans don't know that they're mutants, and it's like you just want that piece to still be there. But now you see the reality of it, and it gets good. Like it gets so good. Um, But all in all, uh, so what do you guys think for episode 15? What are your predictions for episode 15?
Hopefully we
Based on what
see.
we saw, based on what we saw in the episode preview. Let's go off the episode preview.
Oh,
I'm interested to see whatever happened or the backstory with I think his name is Leon. The guy from the Apostles.
Yeah.
Because yeah, we saw a glimpse of what he was like before he left for the Apostles. These kids that actually looked up to him, that he was actually responsible for, but he left. So I do want to know more about where they go with that, and see more of what happens with Chardon and uh, Kyoko, because yeah, they're taking a completely different route. So it'll be interesting to see where they go with those characters.
it'll be interesting to see what the doctor is planning because he says that we already got enough information on Train, but that doesn't necessarily mean that everything that we saw in the episode was exactly what the doctor was looking for. It's the behind the scenes stuff that you really don't get. The flashbacks are one thing, but notice a few certain characters aren't quite there yet with Train during his training. We're not quite to Chronos quite yet. So I'm like, what else aren't you showing us? Like I said, it's that power paradox. It's that wonderful dynamics. On screen, they're scary, but what they do off screen, it's even more terrifying. I mean, we're seeing his flashback, but what is the doctor realizing? He says, I got enough information. I'm like, you got enough? What did you see with everybody else? Hmm.
Yeah,
Hmm.
and also it goes to show how much more dangerous they're becoming with that mist. Because remember, it used to be in the vase form. Now they upgraded the bullet form. When he showed that,
Mhm.
I'm like, oh, this just got more interesting and more scary to 11. Now they have it in bullet form now. Even though he said experimental, but everybody knows experiments can go one of two ways. They could fail or it could be successful beyond all reason. And in the doctor's case, this was an unexpected thing, but somehow it worked in his favor. As you said, Joker, what is he hiding? So now I'm wondering what he means by what he says. Because remember, we never seen this doctor before in earlier episodes. We never seen this guy, not
I mean, we kind
once.
of have for a little bit, so
Well, a
he's there.
bit, but not. He was more like in the background. Now he's in the center stage with the others. I'm curious I'm hoping we do see the Kronos the Wisemen. I hope we see them because I would like to hear what they think of all this and what they are planning next. Because, like you said, Joker, it is getting increasingly concerning that we're not seeing certain characters after this long. So I will agree with you on that one. All in all, I'm actually pretty excited for episodes 15 through 17. We're literally breaking through these episodes, but they're that good. Like they're that good, ladies and gentlemen. And it goes to show the power of anime that keeps your attention, and with storytelling and everything. This is why anime is crushing the comic book industry, and of course Marvel and Disney. That's why it's crushing it. As Joker and I have stated last night on Nightcast, that's it's storytelling. That's the power of it.
And it's
You could tell it
natural.
really
It's natural storytelling. It's organic. It makes you think, unlike some of the stuff you see today that is very obvious. And it's exhausting, but it is one
exactly.
of the reasons, it's one of the
I
reasons why anime is superior.
and also I love the fact that they don't shy away from like the childlike mind of everything. Train's backstory was a perfect explanation to his experience and everything, and it really showed with the kid with the holding his gun pointed at the main bad guy. Train is right. He gave the kid the choice, and the kid he really thought about it. Like he thought about it, but he's like, nah, he's not worth it. That really shows power. Despite how old those kids were, they actually they have good heads on their shoulders to know what they're doing. And that's what you want to cheer for. It's like, yes, this is perfect because Train knows what happens when you pull when you pull that trigger in and that barrel ignites, the bullet goes through. It proves that you are no better than he was. And revenge is a very scary thing. It's very scary, and yes, it brings you inner peace to a degree, but at the same time, it's like, now what do I do? I already vanquished my reasoning of revenge. Where do I go from here? And that's a very difficult story narrative to really work out, because you could only do so much with it without being convoluted or just plain boring. But I'm glad we didn't have that with Black Cat, though. I'm glad they kept it as is. Like Train go, hey, look, the choice is yours, but remember, the action's on you, not me. All in
Yeah.
all, I'm loving Black Cat. I'm loving this anime. This is really blowing my expectations out of the water. I'm loving each episode, and it's getting better and better and better and better. Character developments and everything. The the other factions coming into play with the new characters. It's not redundant. It's not. It's all organic, as you said, Jasmine. It's all organic, which is really a breath of fresh air compared to what we see nowadays. Joker, your final thoughts on the 3 episodes?
I mean, I really like these episodes. We're getting from the halfway point of the series so far. I really enjoy learning about the world. It's organic. We're getting little bits of the characters, flashbacks to the memories. We're seeing them evolve. We're really banking on us truly being connected to all of the members of Train, Eve, and all the rest very naturally and organically, so we're able to uh, witness what's going to happen to them later. Though they really, and I mean really, need to get that plot going with Kronos again, because hopefully we can get them soon. But I am curious now to see where a lot of people say where are the filler episodes here, because although this has an ending, the manga goes on for a few more chapters to get a more proper conclusion. So I'm gonna have to wait and see where if they are truly right about that. For now, they're avoiding it. But I'm gonna have to wait and see for that.
Oh yeah, I hate that when they kind of come up with their own conclusion. I mean,
Its
their own kind of
conclusion does happen, but they didn't quite adapt the full manga. So
okay, just
manga was
couldn't happen a
completed.
little faster
I
than the
know
manga.
the bastards, those bastards over there.
You bastards. But
Bastards.
I'm pretty excited though. And you are right, we are at the midway point. So we're at the midway point. I will start looking in my collection to see what I can conjure up next on the list or the polls that are going to come after the 24th episode. I'm going to be doing a lot of digging because I have so much. But I'm going to read each description of each anime and see what I can come up with. And believe me, it's going to be a lot of fun. I might even bring back a classic. But you'll have to wait and see what that one is. But episodes 15 through 17 are next Thursday. Joker, keep me posted on what's going on your end. Jasmine, same with you. And lo and behold, actually, the DVD worked. It worked the first time I put it in. I'm like, yay!
Yeah, it's a win.
This thing's gonna be the death of me, or I'm gonna have an aneurysm one of these days. And I'm voting for the latter. But joking aside, I will be back this Saturday night with Rayman. More Rayman coming our way. Sunday's Night's the Anime Table. Monday is Sly Cooper 3. Tuesday is more Godfather. Next Wednesday, me and Joker are back at the helm of doing Nightcast. Lots to talk about there with the growing concern going on and everything. And Thursday is the watch party. We are back yet again. Jasmine, it's always wonderful to have you on. I'm glad you were able to get the power cord right on time. Actually, to my surprise, I'm like, that was fast.
Yeah, it was actually a lot faster than I expected. They said it was going to be on, it wasn't going to get here until about Wednesday. So I was just like, man, almost a whole week later, but it came much sooner than I expected.
I bet you were like, oh, it was already showed up. Joker, keep me posted on your end. Let me know if anything changes. But I think we all should be good for Thursday because I'm gonna be around and everything. Anyway, guys, big thank you to everybody for tuning in. Remember, don't be a stranger. Guys, you're more than welcome to join with us on the panel and the watch screen. We would love to hear your opinion as well. But I'm pretty sure as goes on and everything, we'll get more people. But so far, so good. The watch party is becoming something of its own thing, and I love that we're able to do this every Thursday. It's a wonderful time to have fun and watch classic animes and new ones too that we never heard of. Anyway, guys, I am going to get out of here. Take care, everybody.